Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to our reaction Monday, I guess it is. And today we are reacting to Jelly Roll. I Need a Favor. Was it I Need a Favor? Yeah. So the person who suggested that I listen to this, they are from Texas, and they're remaining anonymous. A wink, wink throughout the video. If I accidentally mention their name, sorry about that. But no, they're from Texas. But they never told me anything about this artist. They just said that they're a very powerful artist, and they says that they assume I'd appreciate him. So that's all I know. I think the artist is probably also from Texas, because the last two pieces of music this person suggested to me just also happen to be originated from Texas. So let's find out if... at the end of the day, it's not that important, is it, though? Let's find out what this guy can do. And he's supposed to be a really good singer and has powerful lyrics. So yeah, let's put that to the test and see what this song's about. Let's get right into it.
I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Jelly Roll. Jelly Roll presents I Need a Favor. Did I get that right earlier on? I feel like I called him something else, but okay. So it's Jelly Roll. If you guys enjoy this song, or if you enjoy the reaction, you can go over on the internet and check out this artist's music. Once I've reacted to him, I'll go over to his channel and then to say, hey, we reacted. I don't know, maybe he's like a famous singer or something, won't even look at me, but just so that they know. And then I'll add his information into the description box so you guys can find out more about the artist.
And I only pray when I ain't got a prayer.
Dude, was that him? Did he have like tattoos on his face? He looks like that guy. What's that guy's name? That dude's name? He's the rapper. He brought out an album, and it has a song in it called Green something, Green Finger. Yeah, I'll try and remember his name later on. Jack Harlow? Or is that the other guy? I don't know. All right, let's continue.
So who the hell am I? Who the hell am I to expect a savior?
Oh, bro's got tattoos all over his face. He also looks like a little bit like Roy Nelson. So for those of you, maybe some of you guys like UFC, there was a fighter called Roy Nelson. I don't think he fights in the UFC anymore, but he looks a little bit similar to him.
Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor. God, I need a favor. I know amazing grace, but I ain't been living them words.
All right, so getting back to, now that we're somewhat introduced to the artist, obviously, if you guys know my channel, I like analyzing the videos. So there's a kind of a movie going on here, but the singer's also acting out his emotions, trying to match his lyrics, which helps me catch on quicker personally. So one of the things that he's mentioning is he only goes to God when he needs a favor. True story. Let's face it. How many people go to God just to give thanks, right? Just to show appreciation and never ask for anything and say, look, you've already gave me the strength to deal with everything. So why would I ask for anything? I can do that by myself. But yeah, we live in a world, and by the way, I've spoken to almost a practitioner of every religion who's told me the same thing. This is nothing that is just with one religion. I've spoken to many people who say, "Oh yeah, I get down on my knees and pray, or I go and meditate, or when I'm feeling stressed and I need something, So it's a very natural thing to do, and I think he's calling it out here, or pointing it out.
Swear I spend more Sundays drunk off my ass than I have in church.
I think okay, so I didn't quite catch those lyrics, but I think he was talking about how he's spent more days drunk, lying on the ground or something, rather than being in church. So he's a Christian, but the thing about the thing about these kind of songs, when somebody has a song of faith or lack of, it's a human thing. It's not necessarily a Christian thing or a Jewish thing or a Muslim thing. It's a human thing, right? Everyone has their ups and downs with their faith. Some of us don't have faith. Some of us are 100% allocated to it. But we all have ups and downs regardless in what we believe in.
I cover King James, only been saving dust on the nightstand, and I don't know what to say. By the time I fold my hands, I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Well, this guy's got a powerful voice. All right, so he hits the mark. He hits the mark with the lyrics and the voice. The video itself, okay. So I'm guessing this guy here, his wife, let me just get him walking here again, because I haven't been able to catch a wedding ring on his hand.
I need a favor.
Could be a child, but I'm assuming either a wife or a parent is currently in the ICU and they're needing help, and he's praying. This is a moment where you've left everything in the doctor's hands and now you've got to pray.
And I only pray when I ain't got a prayer.
Well, I don't know what's coming next, but we've all been there. Man, we've all been there. Having a loved one or a friend or whatever, somebody close to us lying in the hospital. Always a nerve-wracking thing.
So who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor.
Oh man, why? Dude, Jelly, what's his name again? Jellyroll. Why do you do this to us, man? Oh, he already got the voice down. He already got the lyrics down. And now he's hitting us with this emotional video. Man. Shout out to this artist. He didn't pull any punches. God bless. Alright, I know it's acting, right? But God bless every parent out there, or this representation here. It stands for a lot of parents that are going week in, week out to hospitals because their children have got all different types of things going on. I was friends back in the day when I worked at the airport. There was this woman. She, very smart woman. She went to China to study, and she fell in love with her husband. Excuse me, got the cough. And her husband, he was like, he was a local. He was from China, and they fell in love. And I got to meet both of them. And they were just like the perfect couple. And she had a child. And the child was born with a rare disease. And its life expectancy was only 9 months. And it ended up living for only about 4 months. She was in and out of hospitals, and she looked like, seriously, I don't care how tough you are. Dude, so sorry about this cold. That lady, she was in and out of hospitals, and she had a fairly angelic-like face. She had very soft skin and whatnot. And her husband was the picture of health, perfect health. And I was so happy for them when they told me that they were having a baby. And it was so sad. It was so sad when the baby passed. But at the same time, because of what the baby had to go through and what they had to go through, it was also a relief. I don't mean to sound too hard or harsh or egotistical. I can't put myself in their shoes, but my goodness, it got to the point where it was only a relief. So anytime when I see this kind of thing, luckily I've never been in such a situation. Most people I've visited in the hospitals were either deserving to be there because they got themselves into a bit of trouble, or they were elderly and they had lived a full life. But either way, it's never a nice thing. But when you see a child there, man, I've had a couple of cases like that, and it's never a nice thing.
God, I need a favor. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, I owe you more than one, and beggars can't be choosers.
This guy's got soul, man. This guy's got soul in abundance. This is the thing. This is the thing that I love doing. When people like suggest music to me, it can be hit and miss, right? It doesn't necessarily need to be music that I like, and I don't even know what style of music this is. Is this like country? Is it soul? I don't know. But to be honest, I don't care. I don't give a damn. It hits the spot, and he's telling a story, and he's got a good voice, and he's got good delivery. That's all you need. If it jams, it jams. Simple as that.
But I'll pay for all I've done. Just please don't let me lose her. I only talk to God when I need a favor, and I only pray when I ain't got a prayer. So
I only pray, like, what was it? I only got to pray when I ain't got a prayer. So basically, when there's no other hope, that's when he's left with praying. And here you can see the frustration in the father's face. This story has been told 100 times, right? When you hear people who've survived and they were like dying, almost dying when they were children, and then you hear their stories from their parents' perspectives, and then they say, oh yeah, he was at death's door, she was at death's door. And I got down on my knees and I says, God, if you do give me this one favor, I've never been a praying man, and so on and so forth. So whether you believe in it or not, it's a very common thing to happen. And I think it's human nature. And I think it's cool that he's pointing it out. I mean, here's a question. Should you feel guilty for missing church or mosque or synagogue? I don't know. That's a hard one, because these places of worship have become places of politics quite often. And it used to be, or it should be, that regardless your religion, you should always be invited into God's house, right? And there should be no judging. Depending on your religion, you'll do things a different way. But ultimately, it's God's house. Everybody should be able to go there and give thanks to God. If you're a religious person, even people who I know who are not religious, who are just spiritual, if that's what they want to do, if they just need to go to, for example, a church, and they just need to like meditate there and just relax, let them do it. But nowadays, like the local church, it's not too far away. It's about 20-30 minutes away. You walk past them, they've got flyers for their politician that they want to vote, and then the other religious place has got an issue with the other religious place, and then it's too many politics have been included. And he does mention church here, and I really don't know if that, like, if missing that means what it used to, right? What I think is, if you are not praying, if you consider yourself religious, spiritual to a certain point, then you should be doing God's work to the extent of, how do we define God's work now? You should be giving the love to others that you want from God, if that makes sense, right? I'm not the most articulate person, today at least, and it might be a little bit hard off the cuff to come up with the words, and I also don't want to go too much into detail or to politics, but don't wait until you need something and then pray for it. Do your visualizations, do your expectations, do your planning for your greatness, whatever your greatness is, but give thanks when it works out, and when it doesn't, also give thanks, because you've just been met with another challenge, right? And God wouldn't give you a challenge if they didn't think you deserved it, if they didn't think you were capable of dealing with it. So all these little challenges, you grow. And these challenges right here, those are the ones that I never want to have, man. Those are disgusting to have. But to come full circle, he mentions about he was drunk on the floor more than he was in church or something like that. Nowadays, I think that's lost value. I don't think going to church is the answer to everything. But then again, I don't know where this guy's from. Maybe he has a really cool community, a really cool church community. Maybe y'all who are watching have like a type of community where you feel comfortable. But I think around these parts, spirituality is kind of taking forefront, and people are being more personal with their religion, and they're keeping it between themselves and God, which I guess is a great alternative if the only other option is to be out there spewing politics, which is sad to see. But hey, it's, what was it Jesus says? Pay what you owe to God and pay what you owe to Caesar. Something like that, right? Politics has its place, religion has its place, but it's good if you can differentiate that, and just for your own spiritual growth, just give thanks. If you're a religious person, give thanks and help others the way you would want to be helped, and don't be frustrated because the man upstairs has got you, or the universe, or whatever you believe in.
Who the hell am I? Who the hell am I to expect a savior? Oh, if I only talk to God when I need a favor, but God, I need a favor.
So there's the wedding ring.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
It has been hard. He repeats the lyrics. I think this is the third time round repeating them. But it's just catchy every time. It's just catchy every time. And Amen is normally not something I'd probably sing along with. It's not like my first choice lyrics, but the way he sings it, his voice, it's more growly than mine's, and I have the cold.
Hanging in there, just barely throwing up prayers like Hail Marys if you're still there. Lord spare me. Oh my God, Hail Mary. Hanging in there, just barely throwing up prayers like Hail Marys.
Oof. Dude, this is a good song, man. Thanks for suggesting this. And that guy here, he is being hit hard. You can see the guy who they've got for this, right? They got a typical guy. Like a guy. This looks like a guy. He goes, he works, whatever he works as, construction or whatever. He goes, provides for his family, provides for his wife, child, so on and so forth. Even though I haven't seen the wife here, but he's wearing the wedding ring. And then doing all that, he's kind of the backbone of the family, right? I don't mean to be sexist. Maybe his wife is working as well. Maybe she's even earning more than him. But you often get these guys who go out there, they repair everything in the house, they make sure the money's coming in, they make sure food's on the table, the wife has the best clothes, and the child has, all their books and stuff like that for school, right? Strong men doing what they're supposed to be doing, right? Not getting tempted to do any other weird things. Dude, that's why I don't have a family. If I'm honest, that is not my life. But I respect it. I wholeheartedly respect it. And when I see these types of people that are out early in the morning, try and get back home as soon as possible after work to be there for their families, to read to their kids and stuff like that. And then on the weekends, still find the energy, because we all know work can drain the life out of you, man. Especially if you've got a shitty boss. But then they're back home on the weekends and they are, taking their kids to football. If you're American, if you're a Yankee, you're probably calling it soccer or whatever, or ballet or whatever it is the kids are into. Good for them, man. Good for them. I always salute something like that. A parent that's there with their kids. And, this is going to sound sexist. Dads need to be there. They can be in the shadow. They don't need to be in the forefront, but they need to be there. It's so freaking important. Sorry for blocking this. I'll continue playing a second. Saw a dad. It was like a YouTube video. And it was this beautiful little girl, right? She had this like cute curly hair, and she was like playing. And then he says, "Come on, we'll take you in here. Let Daddy go and check first. Female's bathroom." He says, "You go and tell me if there's anyone in there. I'll come in and I'll just just wanted to make sure." Dude found a freaking guy just standing in the female bathroom with headphones on, looking like the weirdest guy ever. And he's like, "Yo, man, what you doing here?" "Oh, sorry. And the guy's like, "What? Dude, that's why I don't have kids. I would have, Anyway, that's why men always need to be present. There's also, it's sad that there is a study like this, but there is a study showing you pedos, right, who they are least likely to track child-wise. And there's literally a study where they asked different types of pedos that were caught. They asked them, "Why did you choose this child? Why did you choose that child?" Because the fathers weren't present. There was no male figures ever there. There was no older brothers looking out for the sisters. There were no pets like dogs in the gardens that have been trained to protect the children. And there were just no men about. And they usually would target females, like the mums, who were just overflowing with the work. They had a lot to do. So whether it be like picking the kids up or having to go to work themselves because there was no guy about there. And I know there's like 100 reasons why there wouldn't be a guy there. Maybe the father died or whatnot. But then it's even more important to, as a mum, to keep an eye out, because that's a sickening thing, but it is a true thing. Like, they always check to see if there's a dad about, and then they check to see what the dad looks like. As this looks like a guy who's got his shit in order, So that's why it's important that men be around. And sometimes I guess being a dad's ungrateful, being a mom's ungrateful too. But being a dad is an ungrateful thing. And then if you're a dad and your child's sick, you don't get to cry about it all over the place. You have to be there for the wife, right? So yeah, you got to do your crying, but then you got to pick yourself up and continue. And that's not me being emotionless. That's just the way it is. By the way, my cat is like, dude, Chiba, shh. Hey, he's trying to break in to my taxes. I mean, more power to him if he wants to do them for me. I finished them like a month ago, but don't know what he wants with my taxes.
If you're still there, Lord spare me. Oh my God, Hail Mary. I only talk to God when I need a favor, and I only pray when I ain't got a prayer.
Strength being replenished.
Tell me who the hell am I to expect the Savior when I only talk to God if I
The daughters
need
are
a
woke.
favor? God, I need a favor. Amen. God, I need a favor.
They're running past, all right.
Amen.
Dude. That was it? That was the video? Oh, my dude, okay. That had me there. So he thought she was almost dying. He ran up. She's not dying. Now he can take it easy for another day. Well, I mean, if you're ever going to talk to God because you need a favor, I guess that's the favor to call on. If it's a loved one who's dying or in hospital. Man, okay, that video kind of had... Jelly, you bastard, man. He got me with that at the end of the video. Yeah. Now just imagine that on rinse and repeat for months on end. That is a terrible feeling to have to go through. All right, so I like the song, man. I like the song. This is something I can listen to. And the video was pretty good. Even though it abruptly stopped. At the end, it would have been cool to see the child like open its eyes or like move its hands and come back to consciousness. That would have maybe been nice. And you never know if that... But then again, that could have insinuated... I could be insinuating Jelly for pushing an agenda of prayer. Or becoming religious if he overdoes it, right? And you might say, oh, what's wrong with that? Well, there's nothing. He can do whatever he wants. But we can still call him out on it, right? If he's trying to push Christianity or prayer or religion, we can still say, okay, it becomes a little bit overflowy, you know? It's overflowy. And I think a lot of people have had enough overflowy stuff pushed into their face. But the way he does it here is, it's kind of like a choice, right? You can go and pray, but you still have that fight to get back to, you know, he's not making it like, he's not painting the rainbow or anything like that, saying, oh, everything's bright and shiny, don't worry about it, you know? So, yeah, good for him. Good for him. So that was my 2 cents on it. Let me know in the comment section what you think, or don't. Either way, it's up to you, because we don't push agendas here. One agenda I will say is, if you liked it, yeah, you can subscribe. And if you don't, then just don't subscribe. Then hit the thumbs down button so that you won't see any further videos of mine be introduced into your feed and disturbing you, my good folk. All right, so if you see my cat in the background, I think he's rubbing himself against Heath Ledger. Yeah, he likes Heath Ledger. All right, guys, so have a blessed rest of your day. I'll be saying prayers for you all. And have a good one. Have a good one. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your loved ones, physical health, families, and so on and so forth. And we'll see each other on the weekend. I'm streaming Captain Tsubasa on the weekend. So I'll see you all then, and have a good one. Where's the outro button so I can start talking bad about everyone who comes to my channel? Ah, here it is. Nice. All right, let's get started talking and gossiping and tormenting everyone today.